Alright, we're back on the grind. It's week 4. We're officially a month into the game. Weeks 1 and 2, I was silver. Last week, y'all saw I got carried to that platinum. So now I'm locked all the way in. I can see that I have the potential to hit platinum, and I don't want to get carried to a rank that I'm not supposed to be in anymore. So, I put my head down for this one. This is a very interesting set of people that they're using for this week's Maelstrom Protocol. I might hard focus and use Fuse and Vigil, simply because Vigil has a marksman rifle, and I really do want to try that out. And Fuse is always useful for clearing out areas and sections of the subzone. So I might hard focus there. The randoms I was playing with, we were kind of moving at a decent fast pace. Like, we were kind of just speeding through each subzone. It didn't seem like there was a lot of prep and strategy, but it wasn't very sloppy like most randoms that I run into. So it was like a tactical speed, like we were trying to just get in and out. Like, this was an actual, like, mission, not like this is something that we had a lot of prep time for. So I liked it. We were moving at a crazy pace. The Fuse was really actually clearing the areas. I was shocked at how smooth the Fuse was running this. Like, I thought he was kind of gonna get sloppy and start messing things up, but he really was just moving everything along, clearing out areas when needed. It was solid. Yeah, so we were just moving at a decently fast pace. I really was just kind of more focused on making sure I got through objectives, and I was keeping my health up. I was making sure to keep an eye out for react kits, because that was my downfall last week, that I wasn't really checking for them. I was making sure that basically I always have my revive kit, and I always was trying to clear out areas whenever possible. I finally kind of figured out Nomad's air jab, so it's kind of like a weird stun where I can kind of shoot it behind an enemy, and it'll throw them forward, kind of throw them off balance, so I can abuse that. But yeah, I was making sure I had react kits. I was making sure that I was, just basically moving at a decent pace. Not that I was afraid of getting left behind, but I was afraid of that if I was going too slow, I would overthink things and I would make the wrong moves. I was kind of just trying to move at a solid pace to keep everything going. And things went pretty smooth for the most part. It was just like ins and outs, little decisions here and there. Like, nothing crazy.
Arc spines are making the Archeans adaptable to any environment.
I think my Nomad is rank 6 in this video. I think I went up like a level or 2 by the end of this. But the sabotage was like the good part that I was actually the most shocked went smooth, because a lot of sabotages are just from the start kind of weird, just because of how and where they place the sabotage. Like, for this one, we were literally right by the extraction point. This is normally where things kind of go sour, whenever the sabotage is literally right next to the extraction point, and we're 2 or 3 objectives in. So I'm surprised that this one kind of went as smooth as it did, even watching it back, because playing it I wasn't even thinking about it, but watching it back I'm surprised it actually went as smooth as it did. I don't think we actually took much damage. We seemed very focused. I believe we did lots of good prep and clearing out nests and things of that nature. It just seems like we were a very efficient team, which is actually ironic, since none of us were actually talking in game during the entirety of this. It seemed like we were just kind of expecting each other to get things done, and we were getting them done. So actually watching this back with all of our teamwork, I'm actually surprised we didn't get farther than we did. And I probably blame that on the fact that I did actually eventually get a little antsy, start trying to pick up the pace faster than I probably should have. So I started fumbling because I just felt like I didn't want to be the dude who didn't grab enough points or things of that nature, and I was trying to be overly strategic. I also probably panicked a little bit because of the amount of smashers on this level, and I knew that this was kind of the level where the apexes were. Because every time there's smashers and apexes or apexes and tormentors, it just becomes extremely toxic, especially if they're all active at once. So I'm actually very, very disappointed in the way I was acting, and I gotta really get that out my head. That like panic whenever I know that there's smashers and smashers and apexes or apexes and tormentors on an objective for Maelstrom. I gotta kind of like calm down, really get in my zen mode, and just kind of chill out, rather than let the fact that there are some of the stronger enemies affect me, especially now that I know that in a lot of the later Maelstrom protocols that I'm gonna end up having to fight a pro team, because having to fight them in the middle of like a hunt or something is definitely something I thought would happen, but I wasn't exactly expecting it. So now that I know that that is a thing and that's something that I can end up in, I need to really just calm down, make sure my health is straight, make sure my react kits are straight, make sure I have my revival kits, and then just really just play this game my way, real smart, real smooth, real tactical, and not really just be overthinking and trying to compensate for the fact that I'm playing with randoms. Because I really do have that mindset where I end up overcompensating or trying to overcompensate for the fact that I have randoms, and it's just I gotta stop doing that. I gotta get out of my own head. I do make sure that I'm like aware for the most part and try to get a lot of the smashers. Ooh, that's how I died. I died because the paralysis didn't last long enough. I should have cleared out the sprawl there just so I could have got to him faster. But I didn't, which is why I see why I died. Because I didn't, in the time that I was recording this, I didn't understand how I died. And I do see how I died there. I didn't get to him fast enough, so the paralysis actually wore off by the time I did get to him, and he kind of just turned on me. So I gotta make sure I watch for that next time. But these are actually some very solid randoms. They seem to be playing effectively as a team. Just kind of running the smashers around this corner, baiting them to get stabbed and taken down. The vigil is very effective with its cloaking. The fuse seem to know exactly where to place its clusters to not really disrupt the objective, but also to clear out areas. It was very good team play from them too. They even got me out, which I was actually surprised about, because a lot of people really don't worry about that when there's apexes and smashers around, but they really focused on getting me out and extracting. So it was overall solid team play. I gotta really just within myself get better so that these runs get better, because I do still have the goal of hitting diamond off the strength of myself, not off of being carried. So I do need to really like step it up and get and lock it in. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's been AP Experiment.